One thing's for sure, the timing of what has happened in the last 7 days has been interesting. But just on the 48 hours comment, look, he was vague. The press was pressing about who he actually meant. He said it's not the fans and it's not the media. So speculations that it's aiming at the hierarchy. But then he refuses to clarify, Tore. What do you think is the aim of him so publicly saying things like that?
Well, it is a little bit different to say. I think he says he doesn't feel supported, and it's not the supporters and it's not the media. So it has to be something with the board, I would assume. But we can only speculate what the actual reason is. Is it because he feels pressure because he's got young players and they want him to win the league straight away? He wants to have more time. It all comes down to also that he lost a couple of games. Straight away, you would feel the pressure if you are a Chelsea manager. And I think you will be questioned when you lose a couple of games as a Chelsea manager. So I would think it is towards the board. I'm not so sure if it's got anything to do with this Man City job. I just feel that they took him in, talked about him losing a couple of games, and he feels that's unfair to talk about already after a couple of games of defeating or not winning.
Well, we'll chat about that link. Yeah, sorry, Kevin. We'll chat about that link in a bit. Yeah, but what message do you think he was trying to send to the hierarchy? And was it intentional, you think?
Oh, it's definitely intentional because it was done in the media and right aftermath, and I think Tore's got it spot on. He's had a conversation with the hierarchy. They've questioned him on a few things, and maybe a few things which he hasn't been questioned on before, and he's not liked it. And what he's done is he's aired his laundry in public, and then probably didn't realise the backlash it was going to come with it, or did he know that? And then I think probably because he realised after probably another 48 hours when he's thought about it, I think his agent's done a bit of work and thought, right, we need to put something out that he could get the Man City job and he'd be in the running. So it gives them something to talk about and think about as well, the hierarchy. So I think there's just a little bit of games and shit going after what had happened in them 48 hours, if you like. So, but it was, I think it was very intentional. Would you agree, Tori?
I would agree, but I'm not so sure if it's a smart thing to do, really.
No.
Because in that job, there will be a lot of pressure, and you will have to talk to the board when you lose games. So I think, yes, it was maybe after the game or a couple of days later trying to calm it down a little bit, but that's not easy now when you let the bomb come out. Yeah, I don't know. I think for him now, he's put pressure on himself as well, because now he must win this game. If he doesn't win this game, then this will continue, I think.
Is it to some level a bit of naivety on his end? Because coming at this level, maybe he didn't realize this is the level of scrutiny. When you open Pandora's box, every question is going to be directed at you. And to some level, it probably made his own situation worse for himself, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably not realised, he's been, under Pep at Man City for a long time. Went and then, sort of went to Leicester and had that great season with Leicester. He probably would have got away with that comment at Leicester, and no one would have ever mentioned it. But then you go into Chelsea, who've just spent £1 billion on a youngster. So there is that naivety. There is something where he's not been a manager for a long time, although he's been a coach and around managers. It's totally different when you're the one who's getting shot at day in, day out by not only the board, the press, the players, when you're having to talk to them to tell them that you're not playing. So I think it's all of that, and it's about him probably learning from that. And hopefully he will, and Chelsea will give him time to grow, because he's certainly done a great job in his first year at Chelsea, winning the trophies he did. And it's going to be interesting over the next, shall we say, 4 or 5 weeks to see where they are, see what they're like in January. Are they going to be active?